Rod?
Got it? All right, we'll stand and have the pledge of allegiance. Pledge of allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The approval of the agenda. Second?
Second.
All in favor? I guess you're all set with the agenda. Public forum. This is the part of the meeting where anyone can comment on any item not on the agenda. Approve the minutes of November 26th.
Just got one thing. In treasurer's report, third line down, can you clarify that third sentence? And then you explain about the roof.
Yes, what Thelma had brought up is that in the treasurer's report, the public works capital equipment line was overexpended. And what happens is that line stays in the negative until the end of the year because we don't deposit the capital equipment reserves into those accounts until the end of the year. But since the money's already there, rather than do two journal entries to move the money into the account and then move it back, it will just close to that capital equipment reserve, which will reduce the amount of money that's in that reserve account.
Just a question. On the public forum, when Darren Shaw was giving his dissertation, I requested that you use that to writing to give to the economic development.
I haven't seen it yet, no.
Nothing from?
Not yet.
Motion approved.
Second?
All right, all in favor? And committee and board reports.
Economic Development Committee meets tomorrow night at 7 o'clock, CDO office at Town Hall. Received 8 bids for the branding study that had been approved at town meeting this year. We will begin reviewing those at tomorrow night's meeting. I've read through all of them, and we've actually got some really good proposals, so I'm pretty excited about moving forward on that. And that's tomorrow night at 7 o'clock at Town Hall.
Okay, distribution of FY14 RSU budget approval schedule.
In your packets, you have the dates and times of all of the different phases of the RSU budget approval schedule. And so you take note of these, and if you have time available to attend any that you can. They are all held in the morning, between 7, they all start at 7:30 a.m. So if you get a chance, please attend.
Those are the meetings that I do attend. Usually it's only once a month that I have to set my own clock. I don't know if I set it 4 times.
I look forward to it.
Yeah. Okay. RSU 21 School Board Workshop, 12/17.
I don't know exactly what they'll be discussing, but the second meeting of the month is always a workshop meeting for the RSU, and I just want to keep the residents apprised of what's going on at the RSU level, so that meeting will be at 7 o'clock in KES room E102.
Planning Board reconvene January 10th at 7:30 here in the library.
They reconvene after December 13th.
Yeah.
I was a little ahead of myself when I did that one.
Oh,
There is a
okay.
meeting this Thursday night, but then they will take a break for the holiday and then begin again on January 10th. And I don't know if Selectmen Du Bois has any information for us or any updates. Every time I do this, you say no.
Yeah, no, it's been a busy month at work, so I haven't been able to make any of their meetings, so.
Understandable?
Phil and I went to the last planning board meeting, and it was quite an enlightening meeting. There was an issue about Curtis Road, and we opened the eyes of the planning board. They had no idea what the history of the Curtis Road was. and trying to get logs off the Curtis Road, so I don't know where the contract is gonna go. But, it was, you can see the deer in the headlights look.
The camera had run out of memory, but we got the first hour and 2 minutes, so I caught that interesting discussion on that matter. Yeah, Tad never picked up on that as they put the application through, so I'm not sure how that gentleman, that firm's gonna continue with what they plan to
It
do.
was a good catch, because he had made some assumptions
Exactly.
about access, which weren't correct.
Absolutely.
So, it was good.
Okay. New business, Selectmen award bids for sale of the Dodge pickup truck.
Okay, this is the only time to it, but I'm gonna open the bids here in the public meeting. I didn't get in there that Friday. Can you log these as I read them out loud, Tim? This is for the Dodge pickup. There were 11 bids, and I'm going to read them in the order that they were received. The requirement of the bid was there be a 10% deposit, with the remainder due and payable, I believe, within 14 days. And so, in the event of a tie, the bid that I read first would be the winner. So if the winning bid was, say, $2,000, and there's two of them, the one that came in first would be the winning bid. The clerks log them as we get them. We receive them as they come in the mail, and they're logged as they come in the mail, and the event that they are mailed to us. So the one listed bid number 1, Simone, is from Scott Davis. And his bid is $2,160.
We're already ahead of where I thought we'd be.
Okay, great old truck. Tomorrow morning, was a gentleman at Public Works will be removing all the Arundel stickers. So that someone can take it on down the road. Bid number 2 is $1,234. Is that listed as Russell Down, Simone? Okay.
What was it, 1,001?
$234. Bid number 3 is from Ken Matheson, and he bid $802. Now, bid number 3 there's a bid for for both vehicles in here. Hopefully they're separated. For the Dodge pickup, he bid $987.12. I'll read the other bid, I'll read the other trucks.
Now, who's?
Barry Moses.
That's Barry Moses.
Barry Moses, okay.
David Brooks is next. And David Brooks. I have experience with that firm, we do that all the time. Never an even money. David Brooks bid $852 on the Dodge pickup. Yeah, they always do that. We'll figure the other guy's gonna bid. That's what cents different, right? Next bid is from, it's listed as P.O. Box 7, Simone. $273. And the actual name on that is Mark Davidson. This one's listed as D. Clark. Just need a ride to the New Year's celebration. This is for $500. Conlon, Simone? And it is $1,250.
What was it from?
Conlon. First name, well, they didn't check out the Arundel Town Manager. I win. Charles Conlon.
Maybe I guess the truck, right?
The next bid is from John Getchell. Realizing this is all on video. All right, John Getchell bid. Well, I would have to assume, since the check is $250, that he bid $2,500 on that truck. So $2,500. This one is Eugene, couldn't read the last name, Sam. And Eugene bid $2,250. And then Jim Grover is the final bid on that Dodge. And it is $1,126. So Sim, the winning bidder is
I guess unless,
$2,500.
if that's the correct, if that's the correct bid, unless he was just bidding $250.
No, that's correct.
Oh, that's right, John's right. I knew I saw you walk in. John, $2,500? Winning bid is John Getchell. I would ask the selectmen to authorize that bid and award it to Mr. Getchell.
Motion as such.
I'll second it.
All in favor? Good, you got yourself a truck.
John, I'll get in touch with you tomorrow. I'll have Public Works remove the lettering and things like that, and get it ready for you.
Appreciate it.
Hey, no problem. You
Take care.
appreciate
Have a
it
good
as well.
evening.
Thank you very much. Okay, now Simone,
Now we've got the pumper.
do the same thing here. So the first bid, Russell Downs, I believe, is this bid here. First bid for unit number 304 is $1,234. Is Ken Matheson the next bid, Sam?
It is, yes.
I just don't know where Barry Moses comes in on.
He's third.
Okay. And Ken Matheson has bid $302. Barry's next. All right, Barry Moses bid $632 with the red lights.
What without that?
I don't know. It's $832. PO Box 7, Sim? And there's no deposit. So this bid is null and void for $771. And Jim Grover, final bid. Jim Grover bid $1,211. So the winning bidder is,
Russell Downs.
and in the amount of,
$1,234, which is
what's oh, Mr. Downs, nice to meet you.
Lucky winner.
There you go. Once the selectmen award the bid, we'll clean the stickers up off of it, and I'll get in touch with
They're going to
you.
leave the lights on, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay, sounds good. Give me a holler, we'll bring you up some money.
Beautiful. Thank you, sir.
Thank you for this.
Make a motion we award it to Russell Brown, Russell Downs. I'll second.
Okay, motion made and seconded, all in favor? Good. Now that money's going into the fire department reserve account.
That it is.
Okay, wonderful.
Thank you, Simone.
Okay.
Almost 3,500.
Let me have financial clip a little bit more.
Not quite so steep.
Selectmen's consideration and approval of the revised Recreation Department scholarship guidelines.
Jennifer will not be here this evening, so I will just let you know that Wendy has reviewed this revised version of the Recreation Scholarship Program. These guidelines and application process are in line with the general assistance guidelines that the town has. And I feel that this is a substantial enough document that will be able to withstand any questions or any challenges that may arise. All applications will follow the general assistance guidelines where it will be a confidential process and no one will be allowed access to these files or records at any point in time other than the rec department employees, myself, and the general assistance director.
Move to accept.
Any, okay.
Second.
Comments?
Just my only comment, you have to be serious about wanting to have some assistance just to fill out this paper.
Yeah.
This is not a frivolous.
No.
Not at all. Kids want to go to rec.
They want to take the time to do all that, boy. No problem.
Okay, motion's been made and seconded. All in favor? There you go. Now all she's gonna do is set it to sign. Selectmen appoint Troy Shenard as constable for the town of Arundel. You want to make sure you introduce Troy to everyone?
I most certainly will. Troy Shenard, that's, you met Belman Hayes earlier. Dana Peck is the selectman for the town of Arundel. Dan DuBois, Bill Labby, and Tom Danley. Nice to meet you. Troy is a new addition to the town. Very interested in community policing, which is an issue we've been dealing with for quite some time. Troy was with us at the Christmas tree lighting the other day, met quite a few individuals. He's already gotten a crash course in Arundel, I guess we would call it. There's been some more issues up at the rec building out in the rec fields. So Troy got to experience that, and we've been slowly introducing him into folks. Troy expressed an interest in being in the town of Arundel long before there was an open position, and we're very happy to have him on board.
Okay,
We need a motion to approve him as constable.
Second?
Section.
Any discussion? All in favor? Okay. Now we can do all of them.
This allows you to force any ordinances and comments.
Post warrants.
There you go.
Hold me over for speaking.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Feel late.
Okay, Selectmen appoint Sam Hull to the Economic Development Committee.
Sam is a bundle of energy and he's a wonderful facilitator. He can really bring people together. By the shape of your head, Dana, you're familiar with Sam.
A couple times.
We had a long conversation last Thursday, and he's last Tuesday, and he is very, very interested in joining the committee and participating in the events that we have planned. He is very well versed in planning and development, former executive from Mobil Oil. He gets it. He's had his own financial consulting firm, and he's very, very ready to join us and participate in the process, so I highly recommend Sam.
Okay. We have a motion?
So move.
Second? Any discussion? All in favor? All righty. Yeah. Oof. Good. Yeah. Selectmen accepting the resignation of Lisa Vargas, the deputy treasurer.
Yes, Lisa is leaving us. She's going to work in Lyman. She will be finished with us on December 26th, and she'll begin in Lyman on January 3rd. I wish her the best of luck. She has been a wealth of knowledge, and I will be scrambling to replace her. She's offered her services to assist in training the next person who takes the position, which is very appreciated, very much appreciated. And we have no choice but to accept it, but I figured I'd acknowledge the fact that she has been with the town for 12 years, and she knows the ins and outs of Arundel much better than I do when it comes to the finances. You know, any historical information I ever need, she remembers when it happened, where it happened, so it's greatly appreciated that she's offered it, you know. Didn't tell me to lose her cell phone number, so. I hope to replace replace the position at the beginning of the year. With the holidays, it'll be difficult. I'll advertise first thing tomorrow morning, and we'll look forward to finding someone. I've already received 3 resumes, and the job hasn't been posted yet. Individuals with municipal experience as well, so. We hate to see her go, but I'm very happy for the opportunity that she has there in Lyman, and I wish her the best of luck.
We need a motion to accept that. Do we?
Technically, no. I just wanted you to be aware. I guess it was more my acceptance.
All right, and the selectmen accept the resignation of Richard Ganon from the budget board.
Yes, Rich has taken a position with the National Association of Tax Preparers. He'll be doing a considerable amount of traveling and won't have the time to dedicate to the budget board. So he's moved on. I'm going to reconvene the budget board here in the next few weeks to make a decision as to whether we're going to reappoint someone or go with the numbers that we have. In the event that they want to appoint another member, I have 2 or 3 individuals who are interested in being on the budget board. I actually got a little stash of applications there. It's something new. So there's some interest in that, and we will find someone to replace Rich should the board decide to do so. And yes, I guess technically you should accept Rich's resignation.
Motion, we accept his resignation.
Second one for great appreciation.
Yeah.
Okay, all in
Was
favor?
he elected?
No, he was unappointed.
He was appointed.
And he has been for quite some time.
All in favor?
Was he, I thought, me and him ran at the same time unless his was only a 2-year.
You'll have to look and see, I'll have to work with me.
I'm fairly certain, but I could be wrong. He might be. I thought Melanie and Ray Ward were the only, and you were the only 3 remaining elected. But I can verify that.
That we ran at the same time, got elected at the same time, so I wasn't sure if that was both for the 3-year term.
I'll have to look into that.
So if he's an elected member, then that means that we got to replace him, right?
We can replace him with an appointment, but at the next election, which will need, are you up this year? I think we'll need a full slate of budget board members to be elected at this coming town meeting.
In view of our history of getting people to volunteer, if you have a stack of people.
I didn't say a stack, a little stack.
A little stack, that, I guess I would encourage you to consider adding that, filling that position, just to let people know that
We're interested.
we're interested.
Yeah, absolutely. Will do.
Okay, town manager request for authorization to close town departments on Christmas Eve, Monday, December 24th.
Did you vote on Richard's resignation?
We didn't?
Second, but I don't.
Okay, no, all in favor? I thought we had, sorry about that.
Yes, this is the typical request. Christmas Eve falls on Monday, and I was approached by employees as to whether or not the selectmen would entertain the option of closing town hall for the day on New Year's rather than just for the afternoon. It's completely a judgment call on Board of Selectmen's part. It may give the people time to travel, get to their families if they're going out of town.
It's not a paid holiday.
Yeah, where's it fit into the whole?
Well, it would be in addition to the paid holiday, so it would be a 4-hour, it would be administrative pay, unless the selectmen decided that require the employees to use vacation time, which we can also do. It's a request that was brought to my attention in both communities I've worked in now, and I just figured I'd further this on to the selectmen, see how they feel about it.
So they did not request Christmas Eve as a holiday?
They were Christmas Eve afternoon per policy. Personnel policy closes town hall at noon on Christmas Eve. They requested me to ask the selectmen to close it for the day. So the additional 4 hours would be paid as the rest of the holidays are paid out of the administrative fund.
Where is
So we'd be
it?
giving them an additional 4 hours of vacation, of holiday time.
Especially where it's a Monday, people travel somewhere, they might want to leave and go on a Sunday. Yeah, yeah.
Request that half a day as a paid holiday. I think it's interesting.
As a paid, that's what they would be requesting. It would be paid, holidays or otherwise, they're paid out of the administration line or the public works line, the salary lines. So it would be an additional 4 hours of paid holiday that they're requesting, but it comes out of the same budget. So it's budgeted that they'll be here working. They're asking for additional paid holiday.
When do they select the paid holiday?
That's,
Beginning of the fiscal year?
no, that's personnel policy. It's they're set in the policies. Christmas, New Year's, day before Christmas, Thanksgiving, the day after, they're all listed in the personnel policy. And this is a collective addition to that.
Do we have the right to override the personnel policy?
You have the right to close town hall.
So this is just town hall employees?
It'll be town hall, all town departments but the fire department.
So they
Because they're
go
public works and recreation.
How many works as long as it doesn't snow?
Right, exactly. And how many people we're talking about? 15 total?
The school's on vacation anyway, aren't they? And do they have rec while they're on vacation?
No, they do not.
No, so the rec wouldn't be working anyway.
That's correct. The judgment call on the board is fine.
Only 4 hours, folks.
Oh, yeah, I know, I just,
Oh, yeah, I forgot the sales pitch they told me to give you. They don't get turkeys at Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
But it's just a request that it would be an additional bonus to them.
There's nothing going on.
Right.
And I think-
Literally anywhere.
Yeah.
I'd like to make a motion that we give them the 4 hours extra.
I'll second that.
And I think we've had our discussion. All in favor? And distribute the results of the Eastern Trail questionnaire responses to the selectmen.
This agenda item is just to distribute, and literally distribute these to you so that you, in your free time, spare time, if you have a chance, as we plan in the future on decisions regarding the Eastern Trail. This is the questionnaire that was mailed in the last episode of the Arrow. Simone compiled all the information, all the comments, and this just gives you a good idea of the pulse of the community in regards to that trail. There were some really interesting comments there too.
Yes.
But I think this will just give you an idea of the respondents' feelings toward the trail. I mean, it wasn't an overwhelming response. Simone, how many total?
74.
74? So it's a fair amount, absolutely, but it gives you an idea of what the people who are paying attention and responding to these items are thinking in regards to the trail. And then some of the comments that they were interested in.
I do.
Will the result be on the town website?
Yes. They most certainly will.
Has anyone done any more investigating on parking?
I believe there's a selection who may or may not be doing investigating. Pat is doing some work to try to find some areas and to look into parking. He did do a survey of all of the intersections, and he said ours isn't necessarily as bad as we think, in comparison to the rest of them, there are some really bad ones out there, he said. He took photos of all of them, and I'll invite him to a subsequent selectmen's meeting to share those photos with you. Blue Point Road or Black Point, there were a few really hairy intersections that he found, and his plan was to address it on a trail-wide, as a trail-wide matter, is that pedestrian crossings aren't being addressed as they should be. And it's something that all of the community should bring to the attention of the Eastern Trail in order for them to do something about it. As they plan to expand this trail, they really need to pay more attention to the crossings that are there. So I'll get copies of those photos from Pat. Unfortunately, I can't print them in color, so I'll email them to you so you can have copies of those color photos. But he said there are a lot of really substandard trail crossings all along the Eastern Trail. And the look on his face told me it really were.
Just interesting, again, I heard from the person that I mentioned before.
Yeah.
About private funding, they said, I did just walk into Saco River said, we said, we need $10,000 to grow the track. So we,
I'll stop hitting that.
yeah, really. Yeah, Eastern Trail must be okay.
Yeah. Wow.
Nice to put some of it in.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's a tire dump off the Eastern Trail, so clean up the tire dump on the east of the trail.
Oh, it's been, that was somebody's.
Somebody's back.
Yes, it's a private residence that's
Oh, okay.
since changed hands. That,
All right, I know where that
if
is.
you were to walk,
Yeah.
you leave the Limerick Road and head north, though. And we're told that the new owner is going to address that issue and take care of that, so the new property owner's done some cleaning up along the road, and he has plans to clean that up. I just don't know whether they're going to cost anything again.
So, you know, I mean, I, at the last meeting, I had asked some questions about the park funds.
Yeah.
Because I'm working on putting something together for some park. So I just kind of working that at some point in time, I want some to the board as an option. You know, I mean, we've done nothing on this for a while, so I'd like to present something and try to move forward with this.
And I had a brainstorm this weekend as well, so if you'd like to sit down and speak with me about that. A different approach to this matter.
And it works. Clearly from this, there are a lot of complaints about parking.
Yes,
Yes.
absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Trail crossing, there's two separate issues, one is the crossing and one is the
Yeah.
parking, but I'm gonna try to address the parking.
Okay, so everyone has parking unit, except the one that says water fountains. Review and sign.
Oh, for a pool.
Yeah. Sure.
Park in the burn.
Pump in there. Review and sign AP and payroll warrant. Okay, second?
Second.
All in favor? Rescheduling a second December meeting to Friday, December 21st at 4 o'clock at the town hall in the event that a quorum can be established for this date and time.
And I do believe I have verified Thelma, Dan, and Phil all said that they can make that meeting. Dana, do you think you're available?
Yeah, I said fine with me.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
excellent.
Yeah.
So we will have a quorum, then I will post that meeting for Friday, December 21st at 4 p.m.
All right.
That'll be, only items on the agenda will be the payroll and the payables warrants being signed.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I'll-
Yeah.
3:30, I'll call all of you.
Yeah.
Good answer.
Oh,
Okay, I'm going to take L last, so we have no old business. So we have an executive session pursuant to 1 MRS and all of that, legal advice from the town's attorney in regards to a land use violation enforcement matter. We need a motion.
need a
on that.
motion.
Going to executive session at 7:35, I guess.
Second.
Second, all in favor?